Welcome to Link 101. This is the introduction video to videos you're going to be seeing starting next Monday, every single Monday for the next few weeks. Because on the days of Wednesday, April 14th, Thursday, April 15th, and a little bit of Friday, April 16th, I was not in Oregon. I was in Seattle, Washington. And we were pretty much there to check it out. This is the second time I've been to Seattle. And this time we checked out a lot of the transit network that they have. Seattle operates two major transit companies, whereas like Portland just has TriMet. Yes, we also have C-Tran, but they're mostly Vancouver, and yeah, TriMet's the main transit company for Oregonians, or Portlanders more specifically. While in Washington, you have King County Metro and Sound Transit. Now, King County is what's downtown Seattle, and I believe all of Seattle is King County, just like how Portland and all of Portland is Multnomah County, as well as Gresham. Now, King County Metro operates most of the bus services in the area. They operate lots of types of buses with different fuel sources, like hybrid electric trolley bus, stuff like that. They have a lot of different forms of buses. I'm pretty sure they also have battery electric, but I was never on one of those. And they also operate 40 and 60-foot buses of all kinds. Whereas Portland, hey, we got some Gillig buses. We have a couple old New Flyer buses. They're all 40-foot long. Yeah, we have some New Flyer electrics. That's pretty cool. We're just now starting to roll out some Gillig electrics. And next year, or I think this fall, we're supposed to get the first 60-foot bus for the Division BRT project. That's been ongoing for the last couple of years. So that's kind of exciting. Our fleet is slowly getting more diverse, but Seattle has us blown out of the park because they have 40-foot and 60-foot versions of all their types of buses. And I'm assuming they have electric buses. I'll put whether or not I found the answer to that, yes or no, of whether or not I found out that they do have electric buses or not. King County Metro also operates the monorail and the streetcar network. Speaking of monorail, take a look at this souvenir that I was able to get. Take a look if it'll focus on it. It's from Seattle. I got it from the gift shop right there at the Space Needle. But that's not the coolest part. It moves on the trackway. And it's magnetic. And I paid $7 for it. That is an unfortunate thing, though, is I was not able to film the monorail, as from April 12th or 7th or something like that through the 30th, the monorail was shut down. So we were unable to ride it. I was able to see what they were doing. They had scaffolding set up at the Westlake Center, the mall there where the monorail ends. I was unable to actually ride it, so we had to, deal with not riding it. But next time I go out there, which will probably be several years down the road, I would like to go back and I will ride the monorail. The other transit company, like I said, was Sound Transit. Sound Transit operates more bus lines as well. So two different transit companies operating plenty of bus lines. And they also operate the Link Light Rail. The Link Light Rail is basically Portland's light rail, but a whole lot cooler. For one thing, these trains are usually 3 or 4 cars long. So the stations are much longer. They're long enough to accept 4-car trains. And how are they able to do that? Gosh, Seattle city blocks can't be that long. Remember that issue I talked about on my Max 101 episode of why we can't extend trains to 4 cars long? Well, Seattle city blocks definitely are not long enough to support them either. So what did they do? They built underground. In fact, this tunnel had existed for a lot longer than 2009, the day that the Link Light Rail ended up opening. But this tunnel was originally used for transit purposes, and then they eventually decided to put the link tracks in here and open it up as a light rail system. So the last 6 stations, at least as of May 2021, the last 6 stations are fully underground. You're going to get to see that. It's called the Downtown Transit Tunnel. And it's exactly what it says. Currently, as I'm currently speaking and as you are currently watching this, assuming you're not watching this at like midnight or something, the link is currently being worked on and expanded. It has been undergoing this lengthy expansion for years now. And by the end of the 2030s and into the 2040s, the Link Light Rail system will span all the way from Everett, which is a city quite a ways up further north of Seattle, all the way down to Tacoma. That covers several Amtrak stations, which take a long time just to get between the Amtrak stations. This system's going to be insanely long. And is currently, from what I remember reading, it is the fastest growing system in the country. I filmed a lot of Link videos and streetcar videos. They have 2 separate streetcar lines. They both are named. They have 2 streetcar lines and they're not connected in any way. Like there's no physical track connecting the two. They're two, which is interesting. But I did film both of those. Those should be up on this channel. I have not edited those yet. I have edited the Link Light Rail videos, the Link videos, and those videos will go up on Mondays. Every Monday from this point. I have several videos through the rest of the month of May and into June if I get the streetcar videos and maybe the bus videos, as I did film some of the bus rides too. And yeah, those should be up on Mondays. Every Monday on this channel you can look forward to Seattle Link videos. Don't worry, I'm not done making Portland videos. As you've noticed, I have not made a Max 101 episode in quite a while. I've gotten really bad at that. I've gotten really bad at writing scripts. So yeah, for now, no Max 101 episodes, but we will get to Seattle Link. So now let's talk a little bit about the actual journey to get to Seattle. Right, so I'm an Oregonian. I live in Hillsboro. I actually technically don't, but that's a whole other story. But we took the Max all the way to Union Station, and we left on the Amtrak Cascades. The Amtrak Cascades travels between Eugene and Seattle, and I think some, or maybe all, of them also go into Vancouver, BC, Canada, which is pretty interesting. We obviously did not go that far, and we took it to Seattle. The Seattle station is called King Street. Now, when we got off of the Amtrak there, this is the second time we had done this, so we were already a little more familiar with this. But this time, the first time we were there was back in 2017, and for some reason, I took my old camcorder and recorded low-quality footage of everything. But we also took Amtrak there, and we spent like not even 6 hours there before we had to take the Amtrak train back, because it was a same-day round-trip kind of thing. So we only had a few hours to spend in Seattle. This time we decided to spend 2.5 days there, 2 nights. And we did so at the Embassy Hotel there that they have right at the King Street station. And I got some pretty cool footage from there. This was the view out the window in the daytime. So this was our view of the skyline from up here. We were on the 9th floor. If you ever visit and you happen to get room number 909, that's the exact room that I was in. I still remember that. And this was the view of our hotel room after it got dark out. As you see, it looks pretty cool. And yeah, that's our view. And also, from this hotel room, at least from the one that was facing this direction, we also were able to take a look at South Jackson Street, which has streetcar tracks on it, and a ton of bus service. Remember how I was saying you'll see all kinds of buses on the system? All types of buses. You'll see streetcars over here. Just take a look at this shot, and you'll see all the buses going by, and possibly a streetcar. The streetcars run a little more frequently than ours. I believe they run every 10 minutes. And the Link light rail runs more frequently than ours too, and at some points of the day goes down to every 8 minutes. And also, you know how in Portland you can grab yourself a hop card, like this one here, and you can ride the trains using a hop card? I finally got myself a credit card version like this that you can reload money onto. What I had been doing is buying these little hop tickets, the paper tickets, and I'll write on them to say what we did that day. I've been collecting these tickets for years now, by the way. And that's what I would usually do, but since I ride the train so much, and I figure it's just more convenient to load money onto this and then tap this on the reader. Well, Seattle uses a very similar system. It's not called Hop, it's called Orca. And this is what their cards look like. It's very similar, so we loaded some money onto these. And this actually still has money on it. If I went to Seattle in 4 or 5 years from now, I'm willing to bet there would still be money on here and you could still get it to work on the readers. There's, I think, $12.25. We loaded way more money onto these than we needed to. But yeah, we got Orca cards from Seattle. So Portland has the Hop cards and Seattle has the Orca cards, but they work exactly the same, other than in Seattle you have to remember to tap on and tap off for the trains, only the Link trains. Because it will actually charge you based on how far you traveled, instead of just, oh, here's a one-day pass. When you ride the Link trains, let's say I got on at Chinatown, at the International District Chinatown, and I got off at Westlake. Well, that's a total of 4 stations. And so you didn't travel very far, so you tap on at Chinatown, tap off at Westlake, and it only charges you a little bit because you only went a short distance. And then when you go back, you'll tap on at Westlake and tap off at Chinatown, and it'll again charge you only a little bit. And you'll never get charged more than a one-day pass, just like with the Hop cards. Information overload. But basically, next week, or not even just in a few days from now, on Monday, you will see some videos of the Link system and what it looks like, how it sounds, how it looks. The trains are using I don't know the pronunciation, this company of trains. They are basically a mix of all of our kinds of trains. They sound like our Type 2s and 3s and the 4s kind of mixed together. They look a lot like the Type 2s and 3s, but the seats remind me more of the Type 1s. So it's a very interesting mix of all the trains. But you'll get to see how those look, sound, ride, all of that starting on Monday, and every Monday from this point forward, I'll have videos of the Link, the streetcar, and the bus lines, and I will create a playlist on my channel where you can watch those in one fluid motion. I will see you Monday.